go.
Welcome to the show. Jimmy is not here as usual. He has more important things to do than hang out with us.
Like his fucking kids. See something about his kids at what is it there? 2:30. Something about practice at 2:30. Huh. Smells like bullshit, Jimmy. We have kids here. We know how it works.
Not a game, not a game. Talking about practice, not a game.
But first things first, let's talk about the long lost episode of episode 134.
So we recorded it live on Twitch. So if you were hanging out on Twitter, caught our tweet, or you followed the Twitch page, we recorded the show live, and we forgot to tick the box that would save the broadcast.
Which we were talking about it. What a classic Twitch mix-up by not making that auto-enabled.
Yeah, I wonder.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird because I don't remember ever clicking it on my Twitch. But yeah, so we decided just to. There's nothing we can really do. We recorded it. Everybody went their separate ways. An hour later, I'm like, okay, maybe it's just taking a while to upload to Twitch, and then it just never uploaded. But the thought was there because I was like, this would be a nice little treat for people to watch the show live, which we'd never done before. And it was cool because we got questions and stuff from people, answered it right on the spot. It kind of filled us with content to talk about, and then it was fucked. There's literally no way we could find it. I thought it would dual record in OBS right here, but apparently that is also not an option. So fuck Twitch and fuck OBS. We love you guys. We were just trying to give a little treat to the 50 people.
That's why we don't do stuff. We
So
went
you-
out of our comfort zone and
You're a true fan. Seeing it live, what was it, like 50 people? 50 people got to see it live. And if you weren't there, you're just not a true fan of the show.
yeah, and I tweeted it that we messed up and people were still messaging me like, where is it? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
So it's the long lost episode.
Yep, I don't remember what we talked about. I just know it was a great episode. So for you,
Jimmy didn't like our
non-true-
Fort Bingo I name.
Yeah,
didn't.
he was already conjuring up some scam with some scammy guys to make some fucking bullshit with some scammy shit. So
scammy shit.
that's Jimmy's lifestyle. He's on the outside, he's a great guy, but on the inside, he's a fucking little scam artist looking to take every single penny from you that he possibly can because he's a fuckface. Just kidding, Jimmy. That was obviously I wouldn't. If I was being truthful, I wouldn't just say that.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway.
Or do a show with him.
Yeah, so Burns was just saying something pretty crazy about.
Yeah. So Colby, do you know who Total Biscuit is? The YouTuber.
Yeah.
So
He
he's
was
like a-
really popular.
Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, Total Biscuit's a British YouTuber. He streams sometimes and he does like video game reviews, I think. Things like that.
He's
But,
just like he seems just like an intelligent guy to me.
yeah. And he I think it was like a year or two ago, he got diagnosed with colon cancer, I believe. And just recently, his moderators on his Reddit page gave a long update to his health, and he is essentially out of options. So
Oh, shit.
he didn't specify how long he had since he didn't really want people to speculate on that. But he's just going to be streaming and spending time with his wife with whatever time he's got left. So that really sucks.
Dude, it's insane that we can literally fucking transplant somebody's head onto another body, but we can't fucking figure this shit out.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. I was saying that like we can launch. I know it's not the same category, but we can launch freaking Teslas into space with no issues and have it float around and all this stuff. But
Well, I mean, cancer has come a long way with treatment. I don't think there's ever going to be like a true cure for it all. I mean, there's good treatments for certain types of cancer, like
But it's like, why though? Like, why? How come you can cure
everything else.
it? At the same time, though, you know how much that would really fuck stuff up if there was a cure for all cancer. Oh my gosh! Like, honestly, if you ask some people, they would, unless they're the ones. If you came up with the cure, like you're good. But think about all the money like that floods in, for like life-threatening illnesses like that.
just like the treatment, not like a cure.
Yeah.
That's the conspiracy theory is that they.
Well, you would
could
just have to hope that it's someone like Jonas Salk, like he's the one that cured polio, and he could have made like a shitload of money off that, but he just gave it to the government.
Yeah. He probably did still though.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like all the like we can fucking grow an ear on a rat, you know. We just can't, like, there's no definitive treatment for any of this shit. Like, even people that, you know, get cured, you know, they typically get it back, you know, they,
Yeah,
whatever
I
the
think it
word.
really like it's more treatable than it used to be, but like once it starts spreading, that's where because I think it spread to his spine or something like that.
That's, yeah. And
Well, I learned that it's like it's small blood cell or
Like, it's
vessels.
crazy. Like my aunt had skin cancer, and that's it seems like that's a really treatable cancer, but it spread to her brain and killed her.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, it's just and it's the scary thing is like it's in like your blood and your vessels and all that stuff, and it's just sitting there, you know, and then all of a sudden something triggers it to wake up or not. I don't know, wake up is probably not the right word.
It just like like your cells mutate into cancer cells.
Yeah. Speaking of like technology though, and this is not on the same thing, but remember when like Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles and went over to the UK and did that weird nuclear like blood spitting and stuff, and then like the next season was like fine, and then someone else went and did the same thing
Peyton
too.
Manning, a bunch of people do it.
And
Yeah.
it makes you wonder like why has someone in the US not
It's
been like, hey,
stem cell shit.
yeah, that they put like younger blood or something weird in it and whatever. Well, side note too, another side note of my side note, Dan Blazarian, who I haven't seen it in a while, but when I used to follow him on Instagram on his stories, he was always flying over to get like 9-year-olds blood like injected into his like spine and stuff to try and live longer. It's just crazy.
Yeah, because it's that, because I don't think I don't think the U.S. actively does like stem cell medicine.
No, a lot of it is. I think a lot of the stem cell research is banned.
Yeah, so that's why they go over there, and it's kind of weird though. It's like,
that's the dumbest thing ever. Oh, it's our religious conviction. We don't want stem cell research on like aborted fetuses. It's like, well, we should be able to grow fucking organs for people.
yeah,
No, gotta worry about your special friend.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a touchy subject, but it's like all these people, if they had the straight up option, like, all right, can we use this already dead fetus's stem cells to save your dad?
That's
Like,
how they cured. That's how they cured polio. I think that was like grown in like an aborted fetus, like liver cells. Or
yeah,
something.
they would be like, yeah, let's fucking do that. But that it's kind of like that one commercial where they're interviewing all these people. They're like, how many accidents, or like something about like percentage of like accident, how many people die each year from car accidents, or like, I was like, they worded it funny, but they're like, how many people are you okay with people die, or how many are you okay with people, you know, in the U.S. like dying in car accidents, or somehow they asked how many fucking people they thought, you know, they're like, what do you think a good number is for like the people in the U.S. dying in car
I know what
accidents?
you're talking about.
Yeah, then they're like, like 1,500, and then they're like, how many people are you okay with in your family dying in a car accident? They're like 0, you know. So it's like the same thing. Like all these people that are saying no, don't do it. Like if it came down to it and their loved one wanted some shit, like some stem cell research in their ass, like they would 100% say yes, you know.
Yeah, there's some people who won't though. Like there's this thing like I think it's the Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever. So let's say
they let their kids be sick.
so let's say that their kid gets into like a car accident or something and needs a blood transfusion. Their parents will let their kid die before they give them a blood transfusion. They just don't believe in it.
Just a blood transfusion?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking
That's
about.
like donated blood.
They believe like you shouldn't be receiving anybody else's blood.
Or like if a kid's super sick and it's like there's a known vaccine to like help it, they'll be like, "No, he can."
Yeah, there was like one parents that are being charged with like manslaughter or murder of their child because their child had like diabetes, and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna pray instead of giving him his insulin medication."
That's fucked. So, a few years back, we were camping this place called Bumping Lake. This is gonna be a story about my in-laws. I'm not talking shit. It just at the time, before I like knew them super well. I mean, it was when Abel was probably like 6 months old. Like he couldn't walk or anything.
So we're going 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Is this deep? Okay.
So he was sitting on this little chair on the camping table, on like the bench, and he fell off and he like landed on his head, like on the concrete, you know, and it looked pretty bad. He had a pretty bad like scrape and stuff. But like while he was like we're all like, everybody was like in a panic, like, oh, is he okay? And I mean, it looked pretty fucking bad, but it wasn't like life threatening or anything, you know. And like he's like just crying his eyes out, and then her dad was just like, everybody, let's get together and pray. So we're like around this picnic table, the baby's freaking the fuck out, and we're all just like I wasn't doing it. I was just kind of like got in close, but it was super uncomfortable, and he like started like praying and stuff like while he was just freaking the fuck out, and I'm like this isn't like it's a touchy
irritated.
subject. Yeah, I'm just standing there like this, like this is fucking weird. Like my son is sitting there bawling because he just smashed his head on some concrete, and like we're just like, I get it now, you know, but I like at the time I barely even knew them. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Like, what if like something was really wrong with him? Like we need to like get him somewhere, and we're just sitting there throwing a prayer down. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not saying waste time, but because like who knows? But at the same time, it's like you need to fucking like do physical things first before you can start going down that fucking mental, you know, possibly imaginary road, you know.
So don't quote me on this exactly, because again, I'm not trying to start a fire between religions and my Christianity that I grew up with versus someone else's. But I want to say for the years I went to church, one of the things that we were always taught is to never rely on like a quick action prayer, you know what I'm saying? Like last second, something's about to happen. Like, I don't remember exactly how I was taught, but basically it was like, I don't want to say waste, but like there's certain things that you don't need to like quick action.
You do physical action before you start doing spiritual action. You like,
or like if you're like the story that they always said, or they used as an example was, they used an example. I mean, I have like vague memories of this as a kid, because I remember the teacher saying it was always the same analogy. Like you've lost your keys in your house somewhere. It's like you just keep looking for it. You don't say a prayer to find your keys, and that's like kind of the analogy they used to like.
Yeah. So that's like the opposite of what basically
exactly.
happened.
Which is, but what's interesting is other people in the same, Christianity, whatever I'm assuming it's like they were told pray whenever, like right now, go, or like the people who do this all the time, you know, like that's like I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, but we were always told like not to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like you walk. So it's like you walked in your house and your kid is fucking unconscious, and you, instead of calling the ambulance immediately or 911, you just sit there and be like, oh, we'll just pray for him, and then the fucker dies, and then now it looks weird because like why'd you wait an hour to you could
probably be charged with neglect.
Oh, for sure, definitely,
for sure.
But yeah, this has been a pretty dark episode so far. That's cool.
I like it.
That's not dark. It was more of a good conversation.
It's just making fun of stupid people who would not take care of their child in a time of need.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Fortnite, man. That shit's fucking season 4. We've been doing a little stream. I think we topped out at... Well, what's funny is the one where I just set everything up and was like, turn it on at like 10 o'clock at night. There's like 80 people in there. And that was the most that's been in there since. It's streaming's weird, though. Like,
hey, earlier we got an 18-kill squad win.
Oh, yeah. We fucking
the thing is,
whomped on them.
We've talked about this. We might have actually been in last episodes. We can talk about it again. The thing with streaming, and I'm realizing it more, is like our skill level is like, all right. So this is how I look at Fortnite. This is going to be a terrible analogy. All right. So there's like the top tier gamer people, you know, like the ninjas and like Kyle's brother.
Dudes Aaron, on PC.
Like he would be like a top tier player, you know, but if you put him on a camera, then he would drop down to like this level down 25%, here, you know?
Yeah.
He's just not, Where we're at skill wise is like so close. We'll have a lot of really good games, but there's just some stretch where we're just not like good enough every time.
I've had games where I've like died immediately, like 10 games in a row.
Yeah, and it's just like it's like golf, or it's like like some days you just have bad days. But I feel like when you die a few times mentally for a video game, like our tier level from like we're not maybe probably the third tier when it comes. We're up there, and maybe like if our skill rating was maybe in the 70s out of 100.
Depends who we come across in a game.
Exactly. But I feel like when you have a couple bad runs, you start dropping tiers really quick. You start playing a little different, just miracle, like try to win AR battles that you're never gonna win.
Yeah, and it's just like for streaming though, like I play my best like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like feeling wide awake and shit. But for like streaming, like you still got to do it. Like last night, I didn't feel like I was gonna be good at all. I was like tired as shit. Like I didn't feel like I was gonna be good. And so then that's how like lots of people when they come to watch you stream, they want to see you fuck some shit up. And if you're not fucking shit up, they ain't hanging around too long, you know?
Yeah, you got to have that level of either entertainment plus enough skill. But if you don't have enough skill, you got to make up for it with at least a fun stream. And if you're just sucking,
That's why we're gonna be spinning the wheel.
Yeah, the wheel.
Yeah.
Cam.
Yeah, I wonder if I like. Yeah, it would be probably so annoying to listen to me like fuck around, like just as the little kid voice the whole time.
You could go into little kid mode though.
That's what the biggest stream I ever had is when I was doing the little kid shit like live, and it was like, yeah, it was pretty brutal though.
I wonder if you could do it like use the wheel not only for dropping, but there could be like a perk inside of the wheel, and like where if it's drop this one, then that also comes with little kid stream or whatever. The problem with that though is who's hearing it. It's just us on your team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, the people watching and just saying fucking weird, dumb shit. I feel like that would get annoying really fast, especially if people who just showed up were like, what in the fuck is this shit, you know?
They're just playing with some professional soccer players right now in the stream.
What?
He's playing with Harry Kane and Dele Alli.
I saw, well, this is from the same H3 podcast I've already referenced 9 times, but he was saying how there's so many people that will reach out and try and play, you know, and those are people he's always fine playing with. But whenever it's like someone's manager who's like, oh, you should play with this guy, we should set it up. He's just like, I don't want to play just because someone wants exposure. I want to play with people who like the game.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this guy's actually a real ass dude.
Yeah, the guy he's playing with now scored a goal over the weekend in their Premier League game, and he did the little jubilation celebration.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then he's going to play with the basketball player who did the Band-Aids from the Lakers.
What about Mike? We got to get Mike Evans on ours.
We do. He follows you on Twitter. We got to get him in.
Jermaine Kearse, too.
He follows you?
Yeah, and he always is tweeting about Fortnite.
Oh, let's get him. That'd be
Hit him up.
And he's just there in Tacoma right now in the off season.
Damn. Any big news lately? I haven't really been paying much. I've literally just been
Kanye stuff is all I've seen.
Oh my god.
God, what kind of nonsense did he just say the other day? Like slavery.
So what's good is we can talk about all of it again because we didn't.
Oh yeah, because that's what we talked about. What did he say?
He said something like, so I look back at slavery and it was like 400 years. It just must have been a choice. It sounds like it was just a choice.
God, dude.
400 years worth of it, they could have just got out, is what he was saying. And it's because there wasn't strong enough people to.
And then he retweeted like a Harriet Tubman quote that wasn't a real Harriet Tubman quote.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it was actually like a pro-slavery quote.
But the thing is, he's doing all this to promote his CD. The whole approach that Jimmy agrees with a shitload is like no press is bad press, you know?
Yeah.
But like he's losing millions of followers, losing lots of respect in the game. Like I mean, he was already going downhill regardless. He's just most people could already tell he was gonna like this dude's gonna go insane one day, and like now he literally is going fucking insane, and he's just saying shit just to like get these fucking headlines, you know. And
yeah, go ahead.
Well, he's just doing it so to get his CD out there, but I feel like he could have like done some wild ass shit, but not like involve race, because that's towing that line. I know he's crossed the line, but yeah.
What I was gonna say is the way his core audience is always going to be his core audience. We'll say that's 6 million people, right? Those 6 million people, he could literally go out tomorrow and go get charged with murder, but his CD comes out while he's in trial. Of that 6 million people, the majority who are going to listen to his music are going to listen to his music. Then you've got like the 2 million
kind of like sucks though.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, even if it's sucky music, those are the people, like, he still has a core. People are like, fuck yeah, Kanye, dude. That's still Kanye. Then you got, like, a section of people like me who used to like all of his old stuff, and then I could see it getting worse and worse. And I'll still listen to it unless I have to download it on Tidal or whatever, which I'll never do. But it's like, if he can't really annoy me to the point where I'm gonna be like, I'm not whatever. Like, I've already checked him out, like whatever.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it. But now he's hitting that demo of like, people are never gonna go back and put his name in the search to download his shit anymore. Like, he's offending people now.
Yeah, especially his core audience, is I would get. I mean, probably a lot of white people, but a lot of fucking black people.
That's
and when
what
you're starting spouting off like, okay, whatever, support Trump, whatever. 400 years of slavery was a choice. I don't know about that.
I love the trending topic that came out on, like, like there's like a community they call like Black People Twitter. I'm sure you've seen like the subreddit or whatever. They like got a trending number one trending topic that said like if slavery was a choice, and it was just people like, there was like one GIF that was like, when Master asked me if I want to pick cotton today, and it was just a guy that rolled over in bed and then like rolled back over him.
Dude, I got my Reddit app back, but the Black People Twitter did something like really bad. Or they were getting shit on. Let me see if I can find it.
You know what's funny is Black People Twitter is a really popular Reddit, but Black people, that's their Twitter. Like, that's probably the most fun thing ever. Like, this is what they see all day. I see this one, Prince. Kanye says it's, yeah. This is funny too. Yeah, there's a lot of these ones.
I can like look up, let's see if like the trending topic is like, what is it? Hashtag if slavery was a choice.
I want to know what they did wrong.
I'm trying to find it.
But slavery was a choice.
It wasn't on. It was on Cringe Anarchy. Let's see.
This is good radio, people.
Damn. Dun 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 dun. I can't find it.
Oh, here it is. I got it.
You found it?
Cringe Anarchy from 1 month ago.
I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't remember what it was. But they were talking shit about. Here's on Cringe Anarchy. There's they're fucking. All these moms are making a roadblock, and they have strollers with kids in them while doing a fucking roadblock. Look at this.
Oh no.
It's hard to see, but you get the point. They're fucking with kids in the stroller blocking the road. That's the one I saw right after. I can't find it now.
Jimmy made a good point from last week's show. We were talking about Reddit and how someone was complaining. And he was like, just don't go on Reddit if it's so toxic.
Wait, is that what we talked about?
Yeah, I think that all actually funneled into the Kanye stuff.
Yeah, it was one of our solid episodes. We kind of fucked that up real fast.
I love this picture of Kanye West. I'm gonna send it to you in a second.
We messed it up, but we're here for the people now. We're giving them what they want.
I wonder if I could stream and record at the same time, because it's giving me the option to press start stream. I'm gonna figure that out after this.
Hey, look at this picture of Kanye that I found on Twitter.
Jeez.
Oh my god, dude.
Sammy Sosa him. Sammy Sosa.
Oh. Wow.
What does that mean? Is that Sammy Sosa's a disease? I feel rude if that's a mean.
No, his is not a disease.
He bleached his skin.
Well, I think he acted like it. He bleached his skin, but he came up with some bullshit wild excuse for it when it's not true. I mean, I'm assuming it's not true. So
classic Sammy being Sammy, dude.
Remember his cork bat? I don't know why, but I remember that like it was yesterday.
But dude, that was the best time baseball ever had when both those dudes were juiced and hitting home runs.
Oh yeah,
chasing records that were then beat by another juiced guy.
Yeah, because it was those two, and then there's Palmeiro.
Bonds was
behind him. Yeah.
Did Bonds ever get caught?
No.
It was just
that was when baseball was amazing though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They should just let people roid up. I want to watch home runs all day.
Dude, Bonds was fucking insane.
I used to watch Bonds get walked. I won't even turn a baseball game on now. I
It
used
would be
to
like he would be like leading off the inning, and they'd be like, "We're just gonna walk him."
Yeah,
yeah,
they would walk it
in
with the
runs.
bases loaded.
Yeah, they would walk in runs.
It was fucking crazy because then like it was insane. He would go like 2 for 3, or he would go like 2 for 2 with 2 bombs and with 4 walks. Like it was fucking crazy. Like
And
that
that's-
was just the
His
most
on base-
insane
what was his on base
run.
percentage? What was his on base percentage that year?
Let's
That'd be
look.
insane.
Like if you don't, the shit that was going on was insane. And like so many people
609.
before and after him have done steroids, assuming that he's done steroids, and nobody's
Oh, he did, for sure.
been fucking close to any of that shit.
So Bonds has the number 1 and 2 all-time highest on base percentages. 609 is number 1, and number 2 is 582. Ted Williams before that was 553.
So he's like getting on base like more than 50% of the time he's at bat.
Yeah.
Then the next closest. Oh my gosh. Okay,
How many
so
home runs did he hit? 75?
70 something. Yeah, hold on. This is interesting. All right. So it goes 2004 Bonds, 2002 Bonds, a bunch of like 1800, 19, nothing close. Then it goes Bonds again, 2001, 1924, 21, 50, 21, 1800. I'm like trying to find the next not Barry Bonds. Shit, I'm going deep right now. Okay, Edgar Martinez, 40 down the list, is in 1995 had an on-base percentage of 479.
And the rest is Bonds?
The rest is Bonds, and then it's like 1940s and lower.
Dude, the fucking 40s are. I can't even believe they hold some of those records.
Well, this one, like number 4 record is John McGraw, 1899.
Yeah, see,
Cool.
I mean, that's but like when they say like shit with like Babe Ruth and stuff, where like most of the population probably didn't have like the correct privilege to even play fucking sports, you know, and they're like, oh, he fucking drank beer and ate hot dogs. Well, yeah, that's how you know it's a fucking joke. Like that's a
That's
men's
like,
league softball player playing baseball. It's like he was a great pitcher too, and I'm like, he was a fat fuck out there playing against dog shit people. He was just the biggest fat fuck out of all of them, you know? Like probably playing shit face and smoking cigars while playing. Like that's fucking men's league softball, dude.
Dude, I remember like even like back in the day in like hockey, there would be players that would have like they would have like a day off and have a game the next day, so they'd all fly out to Vegas, get coked up, trashed, wasted, and then come play the next morning.
The hockey players are the best. Did you see
Hold on,
when
this is what I find here.
was it what offensive line went to the game and were like fucking
Oh yeah, they were like hammered and it was tight.
yeah, they were just shit faced and then like drinking beer off the catfish and shit or whatever.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Okay, how do you get? I don't get it. Like, how do people get a fucking cat? Like, it happens all the time.
They were like asking. That was the big thing last year because they made the final and like they were the way like they would travel to the away game and who did they play in the finals? Pittsburgh was like making sure they didn't bring any in. They basically will go to the store like a meat market or like a fish market, get an entire catfish and they will duct tape it to themselves.
That is fucking
That's insane.
disgusting.
All right, I need to go back to the Babe Ruth thing for a second because I just pulled up something crazy. Well, I thought I might be able to do it for the 100-meter dash, but I couldn't. So what I was thinking when you were talking about how when he was playing, he was just like beer men's league, you know? So at my fastest time in the 1990 or 1900, I would have held the world record, right?
Really?
But listen to this. Here's how fast the progression goes down. 1912, it's already past my fastest time. We get into the 30s, 10-3. Like now we're talking, okay, fast. You go just 20 years later and they're blowing that shit out of the water. So like even the 30s to 60s, I'm like still finishing that race in the pitcher. Now you look at like from the 1960s to where we are now, or like when Michael Johnson started breaking the records. It's just they're just shitting.
What's the current record or Michael Johnson?
The current record right now is 9.58 Usain Bolt.
Damn.
And I ran a 10.69.
What's crazy is like you weren't doing like the supplement regimens that they do now and like shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're just a raw fucking like normal college kid, you know.
Yeah, I didn't have these guys have like full nutrition trainers, the right schedule and everything.
Yeah, and so I mean, maybe it's probably me. What's the word? Not naive, but like you don't give a fuck about like the 20s. What's the word? Ignorant, probably.
One of those words.
Yeah, but it's like when anytime I see like records that they show for baseball and they're like the 30s, I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like maybe it's just me being ignorant. Like I said, like, do they really properly keep Babe Ruth's fucking stats? You know, like, fuck, it's like they wrote it on a piece of paper and fucking transferred it in places. You know, it's like now it's like okay, you can digitally track fucking everything. You know,
That's what I was gonna say.
Like,
Think
how do
about it
they
like this.
truly know he hit that many home runs?
That's what I was gonna say. So like, there's no tape back then
Yeah.
and anything like that. And then here's another aspect. When we'll use track again because it's just an easy start go. A stopwatch back then, you had some dude ready, set, go. Oh, okay, starting.
Yeah.
Stop. Oh shit, world record. You know.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
My school record in high school will probably not get broken only because until technology catches up, because I did it at a meet that was super advanced where they had like a tracker on me, and when the gun started, it's connected to like a USB that goes into a TV and computer that then tracks me go around, and when I finish, I have an electronic time, right? So they put electronic next to my record, but every meet is in high school is handheld. So to beat my record, you have to run 1.8 seconds faster.
Really?
Like, or no, 0.18 faster than is like the conversion.
And it has
which is like
so
they would have to run unless they're on an electronic one, which most people in Washington don't do that yet because it's like literally a waste of money to have that technology. It's track and field, people. Like,
yeah.
don't waste $5,000.
How does it track you crossing the finish line?
The
What
finish
has to
line
cross?
has sensors. The finish line has two. Basically, they're like HD cameras.
But do you put like the tracker on your chest?
No, it's on. Yeah, it's on the ribbon on your number.
Oh, okay.
But what it's when you come around, since the gun is attached to the TV, and then you have the cameras there. They can go in and they can frame by frame every little okay, this is when he crossed type thing.
So you can't like put your hand across first, can you?
No, because it's when your torso.
So you got like chest bump across the finish line?
Yeah, I've actually lost a race because some dude went full out like that and like got everything in there, and I just leaned like that.
Fuck.
Faggots.
Wow.
I mean, sure.
Man,
You know what the craziest record is Wayne Gretzky's point record that will never be beaten. You can take away every single goal he ever scored, and he's still the point leader.
Really? Because of his assists?
Yeah,
That's insane. Well, Cal Ripken's is another one that will never get close.
yeah. I'm looking to look at one season. He scored 73 goals and had he had 163 assists one season. 215.
What's the average? What's the best player nowadays score?
Okay. So Connor McDavid won the point. Had the most points the last 2 seasons he had.
Last year, I've never heard of that guy.
Last year he had 100 points, 30 goals, 70 assists. This year he had 108 points, 41 goals, 67 assists.
So Gretzky did it just with assists. You're saying he beat him?
Well, if you like points, you add the goals and assists. He took all of his goals away. He is still by a long shot the point leader in the NHL, like all time.
Jesus.
His
Okay,
total,
Man, I
his
was gonna
total
say something
points-
before Colby switched it back to racing. I was fucking gonna be really mean.
894 goals.
It was mean.
1,963 assists.
We were talking about the old generations before I switched
completely
it.
fucking forgot. I almost said it and then I didn't, but it was gonna be fucking brutal. Damn it. All right, whatever.
Was it about me?
No. It was about whatever we were talking about. I forgot though.
No.
Completely forgot.
Damn it. I just realized I've had this camera right in front of my mic the whole time. Whoopsie.
Oh no, it looks cool like that. Burns going no beanie today. I kind of like it.
Like my hair?
Yeah.
I went beanie today. Burns, nice.
I just go hat, man. My fucking hair is just done.
The not to stick on sports too long, but this is why you could never compare like Jordan to LeBron and Jerry Rice to OBJ. I don't know, just whoever Julio, because these guys played for different competitions, everyone was different, and you just got to put caps on these generations of you can't compare it because the argument is still, well, if you put him here, who's better? And it's like, you can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah,
LeBron
that's
James in the 90s obviously would be Michael Jordan-esque because look at how he is today.
Yeah,
But people are so dumb they can't put that in their head.
That's the same thing with Wayne Gretzky. Like, he's playing in the 80s where, like, people aren't blocking shots. People aren't throwing huge hits on him.
Well, and like Kyle said, too, about, like, nutrition and all these things. Like, Barkley was an alcoholic, right? Like, he was getting drunk before. Like, Ron Artest, even just when he was starting to play, was drinking Hennessy and stuff like that. You think LeBron isn't, like, eating his, like, the perfect amount of fish with omega-3s and all that stuff, like right before the game, and he knows exactly when he has to take a shit. Like it's all science.
What's funny is just like the biggest I love basketball. I love LeBron James, but I'll never fucking argue. Like it's just like the biggest like basketball people argument ever. Like who is fucking better? Even if they played each other one-on-one. And either of them won, that still would not prove who is fucking better at playing the team game of basketball. Like, it's the biggest waste of time. Like, I don't, like, ESPN articles, I don't even read them. I just go to the comment section. And it's literally just nothing but anything to do with LeBron or anything to do with basketball in general, it comes up. And then the only people that ever even talk about like who is the best at the game is people in the NBA, like like the Mount Rushmore, like who's the best 4 or 5.
I don't even know why that argument even. Who cares who the best ever was?
Dude, it's a never-ending argument. It's literally an opinion. I mean, there's more stats in LeBron's name to say that he's better.
But it's not about stats.
What do you go by, stats or like Jordan won what, 6 rings? Like
that's like the main like argument for Jordan.
Okay, then let's do it debate style. All right, let's do it debate style. Over here, we'll put the people who say LeBron isn't as good as Jordan, right? Because of stats. Then you go over here and they flash up, no player's ever done this in stats. These people will still find something to be like, well, you know what I mean?
Well, it's just like the whole ring thing. Like Jordan's never lost. He's been fucking NBA Finals MVP, which I don't know. I don't know who's better. Like you literally can't prove it. Like that's like saying two teams that fucking play football against each other, like, all right, this, like, maybe that's a little more different, but they're never going to play each other. Even if they did play each other, it wouldn't fucking determine who was the best at making their team better, yada, 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 Yeah,
there's no simulation you could run. You'd have to put 5 players on Jordan's team, 5 players in Jordan's era against him, 5 players on LeBron's, 5 players in his, and then you'd have to simulate a
But they're playing in different eras. Like the game is basketball. Like, what does it feel? I don't watch a whole lot of basketball. Is it faster than it was back?
Oh,
like higher pace. Yeah,
it's kind of like the way that football went. Like it's more aimed at the scorers rather than defense.
Football went more passing than running now. Yeah.
Let's look at it like this objectively. Donovan Mitchell last night I've watched basketball for religiously for 25 years. I mean, since I was 5. Donovan Mitchell last night did something I've never seen in basketball before, where he took a shot, falling down, and somehow took a step, jumped, cocked it back, and slammed it all in one motion. The explosiveness that on that dunk and that play has never been done before.
He's not like a massive dude; he's a little guy.
And then you take something like that and you say, okay, back in the 90s. Or even when Vince Carter was Vince Carter, that's happened. Maybe 2 guys in the league can do that, like that. And that's just nothing against Donovan Mitchell, but that's not even a top 25 player in the game, and he's doing that.
Yeah, and I mean it's like with Jordan and LeBron, you're literally trying to split hairs. You're not talking about LeBron and fucking Carmelo Anthony, where it's so fucking there's such a big difference. It's obvious that LeBron is better,
It comes down to Pepsi Coke, personal preference. If Burns is a huge Pepsi guy and you're a huge Coke guy, you're not going to be able to convince him because his taste is that. There's no fact that you can't. It's just a waste of people's time.
And you got the generation thing too. You got kids who've never saw Jordan play, so they are just biased towards LeBron.
Yeah.
It's and we can use this again. It's when people gave that one rapper crap for saying that he never listened to Tupac and now he's a really popular rapper. And he's like, well, I didn't grow up on Tupac. I listened to Jay-Z. I listened to Eminem. I listened to Kanye. it's not his fault he didn't go back 20 years to listen to old CDs. The dude grew up on Napster, or not even Napster. He was an Apple Music kid. He's 18 years old.
Yeah. And then just like, it's like, okay, if basketball was a one-dimensional game and the game was to, okay, go to the three-point line, you get to take 1,000 shots, 1,000,000 shots. And that's how you figured out, like, if that's how you won was, how many shots can you make out of 1,000,000, where it's just one dimension like that, then you could say somebody's better. There's fucking 30 different dimensions that come in basketball: defense, offense, passing,
that are ever
rebounds. Like even stats that people didn't even fucking think about, like, back in the day, like right now, like baseball, there's WAR, which nobody fucking calculated WAR. I don't even think 5 years ago. Yeah,
in the NFL,
like nobody calculated that shit. Like so, there's so much more aspects than like, yeah, you're better just because you scored more. Like there's people that can fucking that do nothing but score and don't do anything else.
So what's your opinion, Kyle? Who's better?
It's good. In your lifetime, it's LeBron.
I don't know.
That's him play.
I'll make an argument for Jordan. You make an argument for LeBron.
Okay.
And I'll be the debate answer person.
All right,
go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael Jordan, he won 6 rings.
Yep.
He won every single time he was in the finals. He never went past Game 6, and he beat Hall of Famers like John Stockton and Karl Malone, and he just couldn't beat him. He was unstoppable. LeBron has lost in the playoffs. He's lost in the finals multiple times. There you go. That's just my short argument.
That was pretty good off the top of your head. I did. Yeah, go Kyle. Get him.
Yeah, I would say that LeBron is much better at carrying a team, as we know that MJ played with multiple is Rodman in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Multiple Hall of Famers. So
Horace
Pippen,
Grant.
like LeBron, yes, he hasn't won every single final, but how many has he been to straight? 6 or 7 straight. And has never lost in the first round like Jordan has multiple times. And LeBron has won the championship with dog shit players on his team.
All right, now let me stop this, because as the moderator, you could easily go to Kyle's argument about Pippen and be like, well, he had Wade and Bosh. And then to Burns' argument when he said about something else, I already forgot it.
It all comes down to this. Did LeBron James ever get poisoned during a playoff series and then drop 38 points the next night to win the game?
Did he actually get poisoned?
Yeah,
that's the thing where he got poisoned at the hotel. Like someone he ordered a pizza and like the company like poisoned it. And
that's the flu game. The flu game.
Hey, but did Jordan get taken off in a wheelchair then come back?
No, Paul Pierce did.
Yeah. I remember I was watching that shit live, and that was the biggest fucking pussies. Like that guy's a massive douche.
He's top 5 NBA douches.
Well, how about this? Did LeBron James ever, in the final seconds of a finals winning match, give the ball up to a teammate like Steve Kerr?
Probably.
Yeah. LeBron ever push off Byron Russell and not call it, step back and hit a jumper to win the thing?
Yeah, we went deep down the.
I just saw that replay the other day. Someone posted.
My dad was there, and
then literally takes Brian Russell and just shoves him out of the way and hits the shot.
Oh yeah, they weren't going to call that though. He deserves to get that not called. He's the best player of all time.
I kind of feel bad for like John Stockton and Karl Malone, because that team was insane too, and you got to play the Bulls.
Did they ever win?
No, they never won.
They lost 2 years in a row against them.
And then the year they had the best team, I want to say, is either the Rockets or the Sonics got super hot right at the playoff time, and it was only like 3 or 4 game series back then, where you only had to win like 3 games.
Oh, it was like in the first round, it was like best of 5, right?
Yeah, best of 5, and they ran into either the Sonics or the Rockets, who were just super hot, and they got swept.
Who did?
With the Jazz did.
Oh.
Like the Jazz were coming, like they were super hot. They were like the 1 seed or the 2 seed, and they had a lot of but they were kind of coming down before the playoffs, and they ran into like a red hot team that
I remember
pissed on them.
I remember when Kevin Garnett was like in his prime for the Wolves, they lost 7 straight years in the first round.
Oh, dude, they had a really good team one year with like Marbury and Sprewell.
Well, no, Marbury left. Marbury got asked to get traded after Garnett got the $100 million deal. But the last time they were in the playoffs before this year is when they went to the Western Conference Finals, and KG was MVP that year. And they had Sam Cassell, Latrell Sprewell.
Didn't they suck dick with Love too?
Yeah, they
But
never
he
made the
never made it
playoffs
to
with
the
him.
playoffs.
No.
Yeah.
They never had anybody around him though. It was the same with KG. They didn't have like a supporting cast.
All right, we got to for the non-sports fans who made it this far, we got to switch the subject for them. I mean, that wasn't really about sports. That was more just talking about how debates are stupid.
Yeah, it's pointless. Even though fuck Babe Ruth and his whole family.
I don't think that's a debate.
Yeah.
You're not gonna kill his family though.
What's funny is my mom opened up, like, she used to be really into baseball cards, and she has one of those cards that have like a piece of Babe Ruth's bat.
Really?
Damn.
My brother opened up you know, you could buy like random packs at the store. And then there was like a book that told you like how much
The Beckett.
Yeah.
A Beckett.
Yeah, he got like a Barry Sanders one that was worth like 400.
Really?
Probably worth nothing now since baseball cards are worth nothing, but
My best one ever was a Frank Thomas like two cut card. So it had like the card was here, and then it had like a layer like this. So when it was like then it had like the N or whatever the company was on it, but then it was like clear and like kind of glossy over it. And it made it like it was the silver edition. I want to say it was like, yeah, $300 or $400, but I remember I put it in the $50 or $60 case with the screws and stuff. And I'm like, man, this is going to keep going up in value. Da, 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 da. And then they re-released like that pack when I was still like into the card stuff and everyone was getting them. Mother.
Yeah,
Damn
my mom and stepdad have so many. They're just shoebox and shoeboxes full of that shit. Now it's just like fire paper, you know. It's like I don't think they're even worth anything anymore.
no, they're
Let's
not.
look. Beckett.
But it's it's crazy that's like, remember when like Pokemon cards came along? Like
Beanie Babies.
what is like the next like physical item rather than some like digital shit, you know?
Remember Beanie Babies?
Oh,
And
yeah,
people like then McDonald's partnered
McDonald's
with them.
had them, yeah.
Yeah, and then when the McDonald's like monkey was one in every like 400, so people were just buying food and then randomly hoping they would get like the monkeys and
God,
stuff.
dude, that probably just exploded their sales.
Oh, for sure.
It's like when Monopoly comes out.
Yeah, do they still do that?
I have no idea.
I wonder if anybody's ever
Yeah, they still do
won.
Monopoly. They still
I
do.
feel like they would put like Boardwalk on one side of the world and Park Place on the other side of the world.
Well, no, you know, one of them you always get.
You always get the
You always
board,
get
you
Park
always
Place.
get Park Place. And you
Yeah.
never get Boardwalk.
Yeah, and it's just like that's part of the fucking scheme, though. It's like, all right, we'll put a shitload of this, and
I
then
wonder,
people
I wonder if they like stopped it now because people like on the internet would probably like team it up.
Combine. Oh,
Team
for
it up.
sure, dude. You tell me you can't go on a forum now and being like, hey, I have this. Who has that one?
Well, the thing is, though, they like there's all the colors, and they just make one super rare. So like if you, it'd be easy for you to, you know, get the non-rare ones, but then or the common ones, and then you know, finding, you know, it's not like two set to eat. Like they wouldn't do that, like two rare ones in the same color.
You can actually, if you go and look at the fine print on the back, it will tell you how many like boardwalks they print, and it's something ridiculous. So
One.
I want to say it was at least I had already moved back. You know, I hadn't moved back here yet, so I must have still been in Utah. They were doing Monopoly still, and some people broke into a McDonald's and stole all the cups because
Really?
they're on the cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they stole all the empty cups and stuff.
And they
Didn't
probably
take
didn't
any
win
money.
shit.
And it wasn't even broke into. It was like definitely an inside job because McDonald's doesn't close. They
Yeah.
like broke into the back, so they knew where they were.
Yeah, they probably didn't win shit, but free stuff.
Yeah, they're probably eating McDonald's for free for a year, and that was it.
Yeah.
Risk their life for it.
Yeah. Their life and credibility, man.
Think about this. How stupid of a crime is that? Like, let's say you steal Boardwalk, right? That's like as dumb as stealing a lotto ticket. McDonald's knows they only printed so many of them, and if it's in that area where they knew they shipped one or whatever, like you show up with both of them,
Well-
it's like, hey, dumb.
No, I mean, no, because if they know one is in that area, how the fuck are they gonna know? Like,
True.
is it
Maybe
the
it's not
stolen
that
one?
crime.
Is it you know? They
Well,
wouldn't
I
know.
mean, I assumed that they would know what store. I guess why would you cash in at the same store?
no,
See,
you
that's why I
you
don't
would
steal.
though, because that's exactly what you would do, you know.
Oh, I see. You would
Bec-
just act like, yeah, I
Yeah,
got
unless you thought you were caught on camera or something like that, you know. See what I'm saying?
So we just created the perfect crime after I butchered it.
Yeah, but the chances of you winning anything are probably still super fucking slim, I would guess.
Yeah, and you're eating a lot of McDonald's for no reason.
Free food. You can't put a price on that, man. We got to eat every day, 3 times a day.
Holy shit, Matt Ryan got a huge fucking contract today.
What? How much?
30 mil a year.
Aaron Rodgers is just nutting in his pants right now.
$30 million a fucking year.
Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins-
I mean,
Kirk
Aaron
Cousins-
Rodgers will get 31, and Russell Wilson will go get 32 and bankrupt
Kirk Cousins was the highest paid player in the NFL for 6 weeks.
I want to say Stafford before Cousins was that. So let's see. We got Ryan, and then Rodgers, and then Russell will go kill them all. Russell will probably get 33 million
When is
Christ.
Russell's contract up?
after Rodgers. So I think it's 2 years.
Well, he better fucking show. That's perfect for actually the Seahawks. So you better show something, because if he can't in the next couple of years, then I say you boot that fucker.
Well, I don't want to get a stick on sports too much, but hey, that's what I know. So whatever, I'm going to talk about it. So when Flacco got the money from the Ravens, right? They went to the Super Bowl that year. AKA, they were the best team in football. They gave him that huge deal. He took like 40 to 50% of the cap, like the hard cap. And the team sucked. They had to cut a bunch of
Dude,
people.
that's how
like,
it goes for every fucking team. That's why the
then
Patriots are
Kaepernick
always
did
good.
it, and then someone else did it. It just makes no sense. The only person who does it right is Brady. Brady takes like less money on the hard cap and then takes it like for 7 years.
In NFL, is there like, do bonuses count against cap or?
Something
I don't think
must.
signing bonuses do, because that's what just happened to that Shazier dude. They just converted
gave
his
him all the-
contract to a signing bonus today or
Yeah, I
yesterday.
saw that.
Sounds like a nice little loophole.
The thing with
Yeah, why
with
can't you
caps,
just do all that money as like your whole fucking book is just signing bonus? I'm sure that's
There's, I was
way
gonna say,
more
there's
to
so
it
many
than we
little
think,
things. The NBA one makes no sense either. Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, let's say just for example, it's 50 million.
That's
All
what
of a
the
sudden, you see some guy sign some deal. You're like, wait, how are they gonna
That's
pay
what
the
the-
other 11 players?
that's what the NHL had to do with their new CBA. They had like guys signing for like 14 years with no trade clauses.
Oh,
Or like now more than that. Now you can only sign for up to 8 years.
that's how baseball used to be with these insane like there was
Bobby
no
Bonilla,
like
dude.
yeah, there's no like time limit. Imagine
Like,
if you were
there's-
just getting $1 million a year, just fucking
No, what the craziest story was like there was this goalie. He's not in the league anymore, but he was like really good for 1 year in Arizona, and he was a free agent that year. So Philadelphia signs him for 14 years at like 7.5 million per. And
Dude,
then the year later they buy him out, so he doesn't even have to play, and he is still making like $2 million a year off them. Doesn't
listen
even
to this.
dude, that's my
Bobby
dream.
Bonilla hasn't played a professional baseball game since 2001. Yet on July 1st of every year, the New York Mets pay him $1.19 million, and they will continue to do that until July 1st, 2035.
What?
Jesus.
As
That's
part
the
of the
dream.
third contract and that Bobby Bonilla negotiated in the 1999 season. So he's been since 1999. He's been getting $1.19 million and hasn't swung a bat.
That's the dream. We need to be
Oh
really good
my
at sports.
God.
Be really good at sports and get that huge deal, and then just mail it in.
Was he good though? Is he a Hall of Fame? What are his stats?
Okay, Bobby Bonilla. He has 287 career home runs,
Oh, that's not bad.
batting average of 279. He had 2,000 hits, 1,000 RBIs.
Okay, so he was pretty
What
good.
how big was what kind of
Six-time
contract?
All-Star.
Did they like buy out his contract or something, and they're just paying him, or
Let me see if I can find.
he
that.
must have had like guaranteed money or something?
Okay, so this says so he must have been really good. So it says from 92 to 94, Bonilla was the highest paid player in the year, earning more than $6 million per year.
Damn.
He switched his contract to 25 payments. Oh, and it's now called Bobby Bonilla Day, which is July 1st. Okay, so it says the deal expires in 2035. He had $29.8 million left on his contract, and he got traded to wait, what? That's me. He got traded to the Mets?
They
and then
took
the
the
Mets-
contract.
He got traded to the Mets, and then they just cut him basically and gave him that deal for the rest of his life.
What?
Wait, what? This was part of a deal made when the Mets released Bonilla in 2000 and still owed him $5.9 million. But now he gets 29.8 for the rest of his life. What in
What?
the... Dude, he swindled him, man.
So he gets almost 2 million every year. Was it like 1.9 or something?
Yeah, 1.19.
Oh, okay. So
Jesus.
But still, if you knew you were going to get $29.8 million up from 2000 to 2035, sick.
Damn.
That is awesome.
All right, what should we title the show?
Let's title it.
What happened to the last episode? Dun dun dun. Lost episode.
I like what happened. Can we clickbait it more?
Title it. If it was a choice, would you be a slave?
We should be a little more aggressive than that.
Is slavery fake?
No, slavery is a choice.
Let's get a real title, but then we'll tell Jimmy that's the title.
Yeah.
No, I like that title.
We talk
Slavery is
about
a
it.
choice. They'll know what we're talking about. Let's do it. Slavery is a choice.
And we'll
All
just
right.
put Kanye on the thumb.
Sorry about the long lost episode.
I think we made up for it on this one. I think we had a good conversation about stuff.
Yeah, if you guys like sports, we'll talk about sports. My mic is up here. My mic is there. I got to put it in a new spot so I can fucking wing it around wherever I want. Yak, 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 yak. I kind of want to eat lunch, but I kind of want to play Fortnite.
We'll get on some Fortnite in a little bit here if you wanna dabble.
Okay, I'll think about it. All right, I
Yeah,
got
man.
It's fucking sunny as shit. I gotta get my dirt bike ready. Go. Oh,
All right, I'll be out. You wanna go dirt bike riding? I'll fly over real quick. Let's do it.
I have a
Do
mini
it.
bike.
Let's get it.
I got a mini
I
bike.
gotta
at
figure
Kyle's.
out my fucking the back tire keeps popping. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it. Give me that. Give me the 2-stroke again.
What was the two?
No, higher pit. Yeah. Ooh. Never been on a 2-stroke though. Fuck you. Bye.
I know what 2-stroke is.